Hello everyone, welcome to this new live session of Customily. We are going to get started in just 2 minutes. My name is Josema, I'm Customer Success Manager at Customily, and together with Morena, we will be hosting this presentation and showing you the basics of the app. You'll be able to ask questions along the way, and we'll be answering them on the chat or at the end of the presentation. Remember that this live session is being recorded and later uploaded to our YouTube channel, along with all past live sessions, and you can watch each episode again and also find the assets in the description so you can replicate the products you see on the videos. If you're joining us for the first time, you're probably wondering what is Customily? Well, Customily is an app that installs on your e-commerce store and provides your shoppers with live previews of personalizable products. With Customily, your shoppers will be able to interact with options by typing texts, selecting fonts, images, and even locations, as well as uploading their own pictures. Each interaction will show them live how the personalization will look on the finished product, enhancing the shopping experience and increasing your conversion rate. In this example, we have a mug that has two designs, one of each side of the mug, and you can type a name, for example, and see how the preview will change automatically according to your inputs. You can keep typing and assign different fonts to different text, like this. And also, if you have the images, you can select from any list you see or any swatch you find and start customizing in this particular case, in this design, we are customizing our character to establish that she's going to have a tan skin, she's going to have a blonde mid-length hair, and also have green eyes, red lips, and we're going to put this color for the blouse and holding a drink. Then this particular design also has a chance for us to add a dog name and pick from a series of categories of dog breeds to see the one we want. See, in this design, we have customized our mug and we have previewed exactly how it's going to look. At the end, you can always click preview to zoom in what you have customized and add to cart. This is all powered by Customily, and the way this works is that Customily will load a template and an option set in the front end of your store for each product. Within the app, you will have many tools to create these templates and option sets. But that's not all. Apart from the live preview, Customily will take the personalization information from your orders you receive and create a printing file that's ready for you to take to whatever fulfillment machine you use to fulfill your products. So imagine how much time our tool is saving you if you think back to the way you used to offer personalized products, how you had to collect the shopper's data, create proofs, wait for feedback, make corrections, and much more. All that time and effort has been reduced and automated with Customily's live preview and production files to make your work faster and easier. So now that we know that Customily is a great tool for your online store and it will help you optimize the shopping experience of your visitors, we can start learning about the app itself. It's important that you approach it with some clear concept about your business. I highly recommend you ask yourself some questions before starting. The first one is about the current status of your store. Will I be creating new products, either for an empty new store or for a new collection in an existing store? Or will I be selling my existing products and turning them customizable? If you are working with existing products, you will use what we call Customily 1.0. With this, you will be creating templates from scratch and then linking them to your existing products all from the app itself. The options that your shoppers will use will be created automatically, so you don't need to worry about having to code anything. This direct way of using Customily is available for all e-commerce platforms that we integrate with, and you can see them on the slide, as well as any custom-coded store. Now, if you will be creating new products, more questions will pop up. Am I doing my own fulfillment, for example, with my own workshop or a local company, or am I fulfilling with a known print-on-demand supplier? And then, do I have my own designs that will be personalized, or will I be using pre-made designs from Customily? These two questions will be the entry point to use what we call Customily 2.0. This is our latest update and will allow you to create new listings more easily, faster, and better. This option is only available for Etsy and Shopify stores. So, within Customily 2.0, you will have 4 ways of creating new products. If you are working with known POD providers, you have 2 options. You can select a product from their catalog and then add an exclusive design that our illustration team has created for you. These are royalty-free designs and clip art that you can freely use and manage. Or you can select a product from their catalog and use our design studio to create your own designs that can be personalizable. On the other hand, if you are going to fulfill on your own, you have 2 similar options. You can automate processes by creating product bases, which are the product mockups of what you want to sell, and will act the same way as the POD products. Then you can add a customized design to the product base, or create your own custom design in the design studio to use over your product bases. Each time you combine a product base with a design, a new template is born and linked to a new listing that Customily automatically creates in your store for you. Product bases can be from a POD catalog or your own, and designs can be from Customily's collection or your own. The result will be the same. In the case of POD products, the listing will be connected to the print-on-demand using an API key. So each time there's a purchase, Customily can automatically send the print file for fulfillment. So more time-saving advantages. Okay, let's dive into the app and see how it works. When you access Customily for the first time, pay attention and complete the onboarding you will get, as it will help you answer many of the questions stated before. Then you can see the different sections of the app, and based on your answers, you can easily navigate through them. Here we are in the Start section. You'll be able, here, this is the 2.0 main interface where you can create new products, either using print-on-demand suppliers or your own product bases. You also have a quick view of your design collection and your product-based collection. If you check the left menu, you can see that these two collections, have their own section also. In the template section, you'll be able to create new templates and also see all the templates created automatically with the 2.0 tools. This is the core section of the app, and you can rename, clone, delete, and edit any template. In the library section, you'll be able to upload your own personal assets and organize them for quick access and use. You can create colors, fonts, vectors, and image libraries. And this is very important to remember because Customily is an asset manager, not an asset creator. Your images, designs, fonts, etc. will be created or purchased outside of the app. For example, you can create images in Canva, download them in JPG or PNG files, and then organize them in Customily's libraries for later use in templates and designs. In the store section, you can see all the products currently in your store, whether they are draft or active, and see those products linked to Customily, which templates and option sets are loading, and of course, unlink or relink any product. You can also access many settings and styles to customize the front-end experience of your shoppers. The Orders section is a new feature and for now is only available for Shopify stores in beta version. Here, you will get a register for all orders made using Customily with backup information about the personalization data selected, the preview, and the print file. It's very important to remember that independently from any e-commerce platform you decide to integrate Customily with, you will always have the personalization details link to the preview and link to the print file in the order dashboard of that e-commerce, whether it's Etsy, Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce. On each order created using Customily in the store, you will get, of course, the order information and the specifications of what has been purchased. And you will find details of what customers personalized in that product, and you will be able to access the preview, download the print file, and fulfill. So this order dashboard will be a backup for all Customily orders. Okay, now that we have a more clear idea of how to navigate over the app, let's create a product together. Today we're going to create this mug, although it seems a bit complex because of all the pieces. We're going to see how easy it is to combine Customily designs and our personal designs to create a fully complex and wraparound mug. And we're going to think about ourselves to be brand new on the market. We're going to be selling mugs, and let's say we can print our own mugs. So we have our own workshop, and we want to print a lot of designs, and we want to offer a lot of mugs. So one thing that we know will be repeated is the mug itself, is the product base. Imagine if you are a print-on-demand provider, you will probably have a basic information about the product you're selling, the print area, the mockup, and the preview, and that's what you can set up in a product base. So that's what we're going to create right now, because if you remember, in Customily, you can be that merchant that will sell and fulfill their own products. And if we start in the start section, you will hear that we're going to be creating a new product instead of connecting to an existing product. So if we are creating a new product, so we're going to be using the 2.0 tools, and we will fulfill on our own. So we're going to create our own product base instead of using POD's product information. We can still click on any print-on-demand provider and see the catalog of available products to integrate using API. But if you have your own fulfillment and your own information about your own product, you can always use Customily in that same way. So we're going to start by creating a product base. It's going to be our mug for all upcoming designs and products we want to create. This product base will have the information about the mug as plain, simple image. So how do we start with this? We need to name this. We're going to call this the white mug 2 prints. Okay, and the reason why we're calling this is because we're going to be setting up 2 print areas, and we want to put 2 different designs. So even if mugs usually are wraparounds, so they have 1 unique print file, you can set up multiple print areas because you want to add multiple designs. This is a great way for combining Customily designs and your own designs. For example, you can use our existing designs to create a nice composition of a character or many characters. And on the other side, you can put your own information, your own quotes, or any other data you want. So you will be creating your own design, but at the same time, you want to offer that a Customily design. And we're going to see how Customily can help you achieve that. First, we need to name this product base, and we need to set up the print area exactly. So if this is a mug, and it's a wraparound mug, we have a print area that, of course, you need to check with your fulfillment, with your factory. Right now, we are thinking ourselves as manufacturers, so we have this information. And in this case, my information is we have a 2 for 130.12 by 103.12. That's our full printing area. Now, if we want to introduce more than one design, see, right now we have our full print area, meaning that whatever design we pick later in Customily, either we create one or we pick from a collection, will try to fill the entire print area. Now, the problem is sometimes the designs are perfectly shaped to have this proportion, 2 by 1 approximately. That is the entire wraparound of a mug. But if we have square designs, because let's say we have those designs for other products, like, for example, acrylics and stuff like that. So our designs work well in square proportions. If we try to put this here, basically what will happen is on the print area, our design will be square in the middle. So the rest of the space around will be white and printed. This will end up in our design printing in the opposite face of the handle of the mug. So we don't want that, but we still want our designs to be in the square print area. So what we can do is keep our canvas to be that particular print size and still manage our print areas differently. So what we can do is go to transform here to precisely establish this to be square. So 103.12 in height and width, yeah. And we are going to click on the alignment tools to push this all the way to the left. That's our first print area. And you see, Customily allows you to actually create another print area on the same print file. And with that, we can create another print area to grab another sign in the other side of the mug. So we are going to click transform to make sure this has the exact dimensions of a square. And we align this to the bottom and to the right like that. So now we have these two print areas, meaning we can put two designs in this particular product. And it's very important because if you later have multiple products that can print on the same page, you can establish as many print areas as you need for the particular product. So once we have the two print areas ready, and we establish which export format we will need for our output. Let's say our printer will need a PNG frijol DPI. Well, we still have a lot of formats like EPS, PDF, JPEG as well. Once we establish the printing output and areas of the mug and the export format, we click next to design our preview. Why? Because Customily will always make coexist preview for the front end of the store and print file for the back end. Whatever you see on the front end, you will translate that to the back end as well, with the advantage that previews can have more graphic elements to provide more realism. So right now, you can set this up like this, and your customers will see the preview of one design and the other. But we are missing something. We are missing that special magic that Customily does, in which you can see the preview right on the product. For that to happen, you see on the second step of this product base creation, we are going to set up the preview. And for that, our buttons will guide us. It's important that you have these assets we are going to use right now. Remember, they will be available for you later on the video. But for any product you have, you should get a base image of the empty product. That will be the product image. So if I click here, I will be able to upload this product base. Product base would always be on the last, on the background of the layer organizer, and this is basically a blank image of our product. One thing we can do is we can grab our print areas and try to match them to the reality of the print. So one thing we can do is, let's say, okay, this will slightly wrap around because of the way we set that up in the print area. So if this starts here when it starts printing and eventually goes and wraps around here, and this will do exactly the same. In fact, we should grab the information from one. We should actually get the Y coordinate. Let's grab the size coordinates and put it here. Okay, and then we can align this slightly here and make sure that the Y coordinate is the same, like that. So now we have these print areas ready to go. I can make this smaller, of course, and make sure everything shows, but the idea is to create the wraparound effect. And at the same time, this is just previewing, so it will not affect in any way the print file. We need to make sure this looks as real as possible. And by throwing this outside of the object, we make sure that this is going to be extending outside of the object, but we don't want that to show. Imagine these two print areas will have a full background and it will show outside of the mug. For that effect, the final touch, we have this button called mask. Masks usually are PNG files that have a slight transparency in the printable part. You see, this file will give you the idea. It's still a PNG image, but you see how the background and the handles and everything will be opaque, and we will have a transparency right in the part of the mug. That's where the design is showing. So the reason for having these sort of files is, if we have this on top of everything, we can shape whatever we have on the mug to cut off in the edge of the image. So if I click here on the fit to canvas, I will be able to make it like that. Now, where is this showing is that now this element is disappearing behind this, like that. That's the trick we want to do. So whenever we put a design on this print area and this print area, the design will extend to the box, but you will not see that extension because you have the mask on top. Now, where do I get this print image of the mug? Well, of course, these images will be provided to you, but imagine you don't have mugs, you have tumblers, you have phone cases, you have doormats. You need to put together these images on your own. Having a blank image of the product without customization is the easiest way to go. And then creating masks will imply a bit of graphic edition, but I mean, masks are not necessary, they are a plus. So we provide the tool and you are free to either put the background image of your product and the print on top, and that's it. But if you're printing on a doormat and you want to add texture, if you're printing on wood and you want to add texture, those effects can be done with masks. And masks have to be created using graphic software like GIMP, Photoshop, PhotoPaint, those kind of things. So once we have our preview already, it's like we have created a sandwich in which we have the product base, the product image at the bottom, the mask on top, and the print areas will be in the middle. Later, when we create a new product, this base will combine with a design on each of these print areas, and that will create the template. Instead of having print areas in the layers, we will have all the items, all the elements of the design, and then we're also going to have the same for the other print area, and that's it. Let's click next. And before we save, we actually get to see the full back end of Customily, and you see how the same print area and eventual design will show one way but print another way. Okay, let's save this product base. We won't be adding any variants in this particular case, so we are going to just delete this and save. More complex product bases, have you seen in other videos, will imply size variants, color variants, material variants. Let's click done, and now we have two print areas, so we are ready to put a Customily design on that print area, but also we want to design something on our own. So for that, we are going to My Designs in here. Or we can always go to the Start section and click here on the new My Design. A My Design basically will be a canvas in our design studio that will allow you to put together whatever combination of elements and graphics you want for customization. So let's call this the noun friend design. Create design. So this is our design studio, and by default you start with a big square canvas. Then you can always resize if you have different proportions, because designing with the right proportions is essential for you to make sure everything fits later. And then you have all the tools available in Customily. We can create text boxes that can be curved or straight. Image placeholders and vector placeholders will be objects for your shoppers to upload their own images, as well as inputting text in the text fields. And then we have these custom specific tools like street maps and star maps. And we have a lot of live sessions that we have covered these tools more in detail. But very important, we have dynamic elements, vectors and images. Now, these dynamic elements, as they show in the icon, are objects that allow you to upload one or many images. And those images will be part of your assets, and you will use them in any way you need to make sure that you put together the great design. So backgrounds, clip art, images, textures, overlays, whatever you need to create the design you're looking for. In this case, we are going to upload a background we created, and that background is like a card or something that has a shadow and everything. Let's pick on the corner to stretch, or maybe stretch this and stretch this. And if we don't want to be that imprecise, we can always input the coordinates and size here, or click fit to canvas on the top like that. So this is sort of definition design of paper, and the idea of this is to actually create a couple of extra things. So the first we want to create is, if you recall our example, we have this. Let's go to preview. We have these 1, 2, 3 bullet points here that will state a particular message or definition of your friend, and then we have a stylish initial and the rest of the name. Okay, so if we want to create that effect, that is possible with Customily, and for that we're first going to start creating the easy text boxes, which will be the ones we are going to put in here. So let's align this slightly here, in here. Okay, probably going to go to characters, where we're going to pick the font and the alignment. Of course, first will be the alignment. Seems like we are not that aligned. Here we are. Okay, and we did. Oh wait, we did see a bit like that. Okay, let's say this is the right size because we are comparing this to the one next to that. And currently this will be 172 points. Now you can define this to be your maximum size or keep it above that. If we go 170, it will be slightly smaller. If it goes 2, and also it will stop where the box indicates to stop. Now, if we keep typing, and we can click here on type to try text box, if we start typing, we will see that at the end of the box, it will start to shrink and shrink and shrink until we go so small it's unprintable. We do not want that. And so we need to set up a minimum size to limit that small, that end of the line. So let's stretch this a bit more, and still it's a bit small. So let's go, and if we have a maximum size of 172, maybe the minimum size could be 100, and that will state here that this is the smallest you can go when typing, or go up, 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 and fit less characters, but at least you know it's always going to print. Right, so let's go with 30. Okay, and if we go to select font, we can pick any font we have in our database. If you don't have any fonts, you can start uploading them by clicking on the plus button here. That will allow you to upload any TTF or OTF font in Customily and be available in your database for later use. So if we go to this one, which is the one we were using, yeah, great. So we have one text element here. If we go to layers, we can double click on the layer name and change this to, for example, the design base. The text number 2 will be the definition 1, and we can copy and paste this. Just to save all the settings we did so far, we can hit Control C or Command C. This will copy, and Control V will paste right there, right? Just like that. And we can grab this to say, okay, I'm perfectly aligned. So let's grab these two together and align to the one to the far side in here. Yeah. And if we do Control V again, we're going to paste the other one that will be around here. So let's grab these two and align. So now we have definition 2 here, and we have definition 3. Yep, just like that. 2, 3, and 4. Then we want to create our text box for the noun itself, which is the name of the destined user. In this case, we're probably going to use go to character and use another font. I think we use this one with the example. Yeah. And very important, this one was aligned to the left, left, and left. Okay, everything seems to be working. And this should be aligned to the left as well. This will be the name. Once we have that working, we are going to be adding, we're going to put a name here. And we're going to add the letters with the graphics. Now, the letters of the graphics, well, you're going to provide that to you, but these are images that you can actually download and as PNGs, upload them to Customily as part of a library. And if you build the library correctly, you are able to map those letters to text. So basically, whenever we type Charlotte, we can map the C to the images in this library and show and display the letter number C. How do we do that? We do have a previous live session with that. Basically, because we need a lot of images, basically 26 images, we're going to create a dynamic image. And because we uploaded to our libraries all the letters, we can click on Pick Library and look for the letters library here. This library has 26, 27 items. Nothing on the first item, but if we go and preview the second item, I will see the A, B, C, D, and so on. Let's say 25, 26. That is Y, and this is Z, and that's the end. So up to 27 images. And let's preview, just preview number C. C is A, B, C. I'm pretty sure it's number 4. Yeah. Now we need to put this all the way aligned to the left and aligned to the top. And then we can resize this from the corner so we don't lose, goes outside. Make sure that probably this will be like a nice shape. Now check it out. We are not getting the best combination, right? We are missing something here and we need to fix that. What would that be? Well, basically we need a white object that can cover the initial of this text. Right now, this text is showing the first C and we don't want that. So part of the trick of this design is to show you that you can upload any image, even a white rectangle, to a dynamic image element. And that rectangle can actually be a patch only designed to cover the letter. Of course, we are not going to be putting this here. The thing we need to put first on top is this. This will be the initial. Then we have this item, and this item is pretty big, goes outside. We're just going to make sure it's that small, like that and that. We can even scroll this to make sure it shows in there. So far, so good. We can actually drag this, and that is perfect. Right now, we can type whatever we want, and it's going to show or not show. Now, the problem is if we start testing out something else. Now, the O seems to be a bit cut off, so we are not perfectly sure if this will always work. And that's the advantage of using character tools in the text. You can control, for example, line spacing and tracking. Tracking can be very interesting because we can establish like a long separation of characters and make sure that the first initial will always be behind. Right? By playing around with the, okay, right? By playing around with the tracking, we can make sure that our letter, our initial, will never show. And we can try with others like the H. Okay, it's not showing. The W may be showing a bit, so we may be bringing that down. M is showing a bit. Oh, right. So if I'm missing, yeah. So what we can do is either move this a bit more here, okay, just like that, to make sure that always we see the first letters, right? And we control this and make sure that, say, of course, if we go to the initial, we should probably try and find number A, no. Like that, right? Let's try with, okay. Go with C again, and our example. Of course, this is us testing out possibilities, so always double check this with your perfectly aligned images. But the effect has been created. We have a name, we have this white patch, and we have the initial. Since we're going to be mapping this text with the initial, we need to make sure that this initial will be so far away that it will always change once. And this is a trick just to keep in mind that probably if we have been finished with this, this should be number, I don't know, 50. See, we can change always this, and this is not going to be a problem at all. Right? As long as we stay on course and remember we have this as 50. Whenever we start typing this, it will try to find number 50, number 51, 52, because you can change multiple letters and type in this specific font. So, but right now we only want one letter, so we make sure this will never interact with the other dynamic images. Um, Having said that, we are there and ready to save, but first I would like to know if we have some questions. Okay, let's save the design. When we save the design, we're going to see how can we match the text to the image. Okay, when we save a design, we see that in the design collection, and we can find on the last page probably this one, the noun frame design. We can re-edit this if we want, or we can click edit options and check out the options Customily created automatically for us. When we go to preview options on the top corner here, we see that first we have definition 1, 2, 3, the name and the initial. Definitely the initial is not something we want to see. This will change with the name text. So initial, we can click here to locate. We are going to check out. Initial is basically connected to dynamic image 50. And if we hide this option, it will not show anymore. Now the name should be the first thing we're going to ask. So we click, hold, and drag up like that. When we open by clicking the name text input, we see that this is connected to the text number 5. But what if we also connect this to the dynamic image 50? This means that whenever I type something, it will start to change letters in this dynamic image, starting from 50 and going 51, 52, 57, whatever. So if we only have 50, then nothing will go wrong. But if we have, if let's say that our initials were in dynamic image 6, and then we have another dynamic image number 7 for a background, number 8 for an object, number 9 for another character or whatever, the problem is whenever I keep typing, I keep changing those other dynamic images because they are read in sequential order. So if we only want to show one letter and away from other dynamic images, we put a very long, very big name to push that apart in the instructions, basically to avoid having images changed by accident because we are trying to enforce them into based on a text, just like that. So this great function basically added the controlling part of a dynamic image just with a text input. And now we save this and we have the design ready to go. Because we have one design and the other is part of Customily's collection, we are ready to go to start and create a brand new product. We will not be using PODs, we're going to be using our product bases. And in here, we need to pick our product bases in here. So let me just filter by mug and see what I get. Here, white mug, 2 prints. This is the one we just created, so let me pick this. If we have any variants available, they will show up in here and we'll be able to pick either color, size, material, whatever. If not, you can just click next to jump into the second stage in which we are going to pick the designs. Now we have 2 print areas, so we are going to be picking 2 designs. As you can see, we can pick from our collection, Customily's collection, or actually leave one print area without design. Not the idea today, but we are going to start with the print area number 1, which was the one to the left, and put a Customily design in this. We have 270 designs to play with and pick, and we can browse categories, and we want actually we want a girl and want a girl with a pet, so we can go with pets. You can try to find something that has a girl and pets, but it's something that will also be part and be slightly connected to our other design, which has information about the girl. So right now we can say that because the quotes don't convince me in here, but this probably, I like this one, Dogma. Yeah, it's one we use for the other ones, one of the best I like. So we are going to be doing dogs. Maybe on another mug, we are going to be doing cats. Today we just do dogs and girls. So we pick this, and now we can pick the other design, the second design for the second print area. In that case, we will use our designs, find on the last page this noun friend, and click this to start working. Now Customily will start combining all this information together. It will create a new listing in my store. In this case, it's a Shopify store, but it could be an Etsy store. It's going to create the template, and that template will have the print size of the mug, the designs I picked in the two print areas, and it will show everything on the preview I built with the mug images. That will be our full template. And the options will be the combination of the two designs. So you will have two option sets working together. A final revision will give you this. And you see how the mask has cut off part of the designs, creating the effect of a wraparound. That's what we wanted to do in the first place, and that's how everything is looking. Of course, this is not as perfect as you imagine. Don't worry, because you always get the chance to fix this in Customily and to adjust this for an outstanding performance. This is the automated process of combining information and putting together a brand new file, a new template that will be on the front end, grabbing the information, giving the preview, and printing. The designs you picked and you created, as well as the product base, are still saved. We just merged those two informations into one unique file right now here. And if we did things correctly, we can pick here in name and type like that. And you see how the image suddenly changed and disappeared. The reason for that is because something came up exactly what we were afraid of, is that we are picking, with this text, we are altering information from other dynamic images. But don't worry, because this has a solution, and we wanted this to happen so you could see how we can fix that. Of course, if you type definition, you will get a live preview without any problem. If we pick the options from the Customily design, we also get to see that. We get to see a woman, we get to see the name of the woman, okay, the skin color, the hairstyle, drink, and the dog is here, and we're going to call this Charlie, like that. So the options from Customily are working. We are needing to fix a bit more about the options of our design, but that's something we can do. We can either save this as a draft and fix it and later publish this, or publish right away and make it public for people to buy. Of course, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to keep this image as our new image, so it's easy to find this product later. The name is white mug to print. Obviously, this is not the final product name, because we need to actually identify our design. Let's go to edit product details and change this to dog mom. No, yeah, we are definitely going into that. Price 22. We can change this in the backend of Shopify or Etsy later, but this is saving us a bit of time. And now let's click save design, save draft, sorry. And we are going to be taken to the store section. Remember, the store section is where you see your products and see what is connected to them. And right now we have two connections. We have the template, of course, and we have the options for the Customily design and the options for our design. If we want to change this order, all we have to do is click, hold, and drag this. So first we get the questions about the first part, and then we get the questions about the document. That's great thing. We can click save. That's it. If we click here, we will have a quick access to our template. This is a brand new template created exclusively for this product. And if we click on edit, we can see what Customily did inside. The print area is exactly what we established in the first place in our product base. Now, on the combination, uh, some IDs were changed just to separate files. So you see, two dogs are working well, one dog is working well, everything is looking nice. But the thing is, we are in the initial part. Um, this image that was originally number 50 is now 1050, and that's showing us pretty interesting that, of course, we may be changing some other items. So we can keep this open and go to the other tab, go to Noun, Friend Design. This is the option set, and click Open. This is very similar to what we created in the first place. If we check this, we have name, description, 1, 2, and 3, definition, 1, 2, and 3. And if we click name, we will see that this text input that originally we wanted to talk to the text and the image, obviously the reference is broken, so that's why it's not working. If we check this, the reference should be 1050, so we're going to put this 1050, just like that. With that setting, and save this, we make sure everything connects correctly and nothing will work oddly. Now that's one thing we can do uh, to simplify the process, right? So we don't have to save anything on the template. We are using the template just to understand the logic. If we go to our front end, oh, this is the old product we saw earlier. We can go to Customily again, sorry, this, and click on the eye icon to open this on the front end, even if it's a draft product. What's going to change is the URL because this is a Shopify preview. But now we see that the options are upside down. We first have name, definition, 1, 2, and 3, and then the number of dogs. If we type now, you see how the letter change, the C from Cecilia is hidden, and we get to see this right away. If we take this away, just so you see something else working, obviously images will take a second to be created the first time we walk through this, but then they will show up all the time. Then we are going to be typing definition 1, 2, and 3, and we pick number of dogs to say 1 dog, and I will show the girl, and we can pick the girl. Now it's asking us for the woman name again, and that will be very strange if we have a different name, right? So what if we try and combine this field with this name field? That will be something we can do, right? Of course, playing with this is going to be funnier later, but let's say we go to this setting again. Remember, we are in the store section, products, and we did open this noun friend. Let's open the Dogman format at the same time. These options will show you different elements, and we can click on preview like that. So number of dogs, if we pick just, I don't know, 1 dog, we're going to see woman name. If we click here to locate this, we can actually see in the Customily function, this is talking to text number 16. So what if we put this function in the other option set in here? We already have 105, 1005, 1050. We add the function text lost 16. Okay, we scroll down and save it, and we are going to hide this option in the other option set so it doesn't show up, and save it. Just as simple as that. Seems like a bit too much, but we are shaping together this. And if we refresh, because we don't need to reconnect anything, all we have to do is refresh, we're going to see that whenever we go name and we call this Brittany again, we see Brittany here and in here, changing the changing the initial as well. 1 dog, and everything looks amazing. Just like that. And that's how you can combine your designs, Customily designs on the same product by using multiple print areas in the same product. Okay, well, I hope now you have a better idea about this great feature of having multiple print areas, combining them in a single finished print file, but at the same time, you will have independent option set that you can always talk against each other, so they will be able um, to share information and affect information together. So that's a great way to it's a great way to to combine your designs with Customily designs, because you don't always have to be tied to using one design or the other. In fact, by having this knowledge that you have multiple print areas on the same finished product or finished print file, you can start doing your own combinations. So in any case, remember, we have an excellent support team available to help you during your first steps and assist you with anything you need. And of course, don't hesitate to reach them via email. You can open a live chat in the app during business hours, and you can join our Facebook communities where you can ask questions and share tips with other users of the app. And well, this is all for today. Thank you for watching. On Thursday, we're going to have our last live session of this year. It's going to be a full Q&A, and we're going to be gathering information in all our channels to put together a great Q&A for you. Join us, ask. We're going to give stage. We're going to be live. It's a great opportunity to end up the year with all of us together. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.